Video is about Aaron Rodgers from the Packers and Shaileen Woodley. Okay, this is a request, so let's get into it. Is she pregnant? She was born in 1991, and so she's like going to be 31 years old. She's from Simi Valley, California, and she's just really always known acting and modeling her whole life. So that's kind of her story. And from the pictures, I see her always in Malibu, so I'm going to guess she lives in Malibu, which isn't a stretch. Most people live in Malibu. Actually, I have a funny story about Malibu and football players, which might tie into how they met. So anyway, okay, but we'll continue. Now, she has dated a guy who's a musician named Nako Bear. Forgive me, I don't know who he is. But then she dated a guy that was a rugby player who she started dating in 2017, and they broke up in 2020. And actually, what's really funny is she must have just met Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. He's a quarterback with the Green Bay Packers, and he's been with the team, I think, since 2005. He's a very high-performing team member. He's 37 years old, and he's pretty good-looking. Now, he dated Danica Patrick, who is the famous NASCAR player. She's really like broken through ceilings by being such a incredible driver in NASCAR and a woman. You would know her from being like the GoDaddy spokeswoman. That's like, I think, the most, kind of crossover exposure thing she's done, because she's really well known in NASCAR. But if you're not like a big NASCAR person, you might know her better from the GoDaddy ads. The Green Bay Packers went to the Super Bowl, and they didn't win, but he was voted most valuable player. He's also dated Jessica Zor from Gossip Girl and Olivia Munn, and they all kind of look like Danica and Shaileen. So he has like a type. Now, he recently, for a little bit, went out with a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model who was kind of a blonde girl, but it was really like an anomaly within the group that he goes out with. So he seems mainly into actresses and, established, intelligent actresses at that, and brunettes. So, I guess now we should move on to the pregnancy rumors. Oh my God, I forgot to mention Big Little Lies that Shaileen is in. I don't watch the show, but I know it's a huge television show everyone loves. So I was like, how did I forget to say that? Okay, sorry. I need to watch that. Anyway, so Shaileen actually debuted on Jimmy Fallon, her engagement ring. So Aaron met Shaileen during COVID and, the beginning of COVID. So that was March of 20, I want to say 20, I think. And then they dated all that time. And then a few months before the Super Bowl, they got engaged. And then they announced it around February. I think it was right after the Super Bowl that they were together. And so, but she's not a big football fan. She's never even been, I don't know now maybe, but she's never been to a football game before, even during their relationship, she hadn't been to a football game because of COVID. So she's only just starting to get into football, which may be great for their relationship, but it may not be, because she doesn't seem to value it that much. She was kind of saying I never thought I'd marry a guy who just throws a ball. And recently he's been performing kind of bad, so some of the fans have been upset and they think it's her maybe causing it. But they're long distance dating at the moment. So, and I think I know how that works. I got to tell you the story. I'm getting there. Just hang in there. Okay, so let's get into Aaron. So on September 9th, Shaileen takes to her Instagram and she posts a picture of a man holding baby feet. And it's like a black and white artistic picture. Now, a lot of people took this to mean that she was saying that she was pregnant, but I don't think so. I don't think so for a few reasons. Number one, she has lots of artistic pictures she posts up on her Instagram. She just had Jennifer Garner playing in the rain in a black and white picture. So she obviously likes these type of imagery. I don't know if it necessarily was an indicator that she's pregnant. It may be that she's thinking about getting pregnant or babies or family, but I don't think it was like a secret message, hey, I'm pregnant. I also, Shaileen had a back issue that she's been dealing with her a curvature in her spine, and I just don't see her wanting to share that news until probably she's pretty far along, like 3 months or 6 months along, and she just has to share that information. I just don't see her as wanting to do that, just to protect the baby and her privacy and things like that. I also thought that, Aaron wouldn't have said, I'm so excited to be basically spending some time apart. I think it's good for the relationship if she was pregnant. That would seem really weird. And that's something he said recently. He was kind of grateful for the time apart, he was saying, because while he's playing with the Green Bay Packers, he's living, obviously there, and he's just going back and forth between there and LA, in California. I found out something about that I'm going to tell you now. A long time ago, I went to the Kentucky Derby, and I went the most VIP could possibly go, which was why I will never go again, because I just couldn't top that experience. I actually went with a friend of mine at the time who won the Kentucky Derby with his horse the year before, and had another horse that was expected to win the year I went. And they were so nice. I was hosting a bunch of charity events during the Kentucky Derby, and they were nice enough to extend like a celebrity invitation to the Kentucky Derby, which you get like a whole different experience, and you get to hang out with all these celebrities, and it's really fun. So I got to do all of these really cool things within the Kentucky Derby, and then I got to go to they call it like the owner room or whatever, and you sit with all the owners and a lot of celebrities. So it was really fun and exciting. Well, in the table behind me, anyway, there was this loud table behind me while I was sitting. There was like a window and then a large table of men behind me, and they were all like drinking and having fun, and they were young, like younger than me. And I come to find out, because we end up like, I don't know, bantering about something, all those guys and me, we were like joking around and stuff. And I find out they're all NFL players, from different like leagues, but they all know each other. So like, it turns out they have these like friend groups cross teams. And then I come to find out, because I was living in Malibu at the time, that they all have places they rent in Malibu, and they actually roommate together and hang out. And then they all go away to wherever they have to play, like Wisconsin or whatever. And so some of the guys in that table behind me were from the Green Packers. So I think Aaron might be one of these types of guys who basically like goes and he plays in Wisconsin, but he is in Malibu. And then, so they socialize in Malibu and they go and they play in, Wisconsin or wherever they're playing. And they have fun. Like they invited me over to a few small parties and stuff like that. They were really social. So yeah, maybe that's how she met him out there. So anyway, it's like kind of a stupid story, but whatever. I thought you'd enjoy it. What the hell? Okay. So bottom line, I don't think she's pregnant yet, but I have a feeling as soon as they get married, I'm sure they're going to try, because he's getting to be in his 40s. So I think there's going to be plenty of time for them to have a baby, but it isn't now for sure. That's my feeling. Anyway, Green Bay Packer fans can rest assured that I believe Aaron will stay well focused on the game. And, he'll keep, from what I experienced from these guys, they're pros at separating their personal lives from their professional lives, which is football. And they don't let much get in the way of that. They're really conscious of it. So I think you guys as fans can rest assured that he will continue to rock it out. And maybe we'll be in the Super Bowl this year. Yay!